Alrighty, I want to talk a little bit about the point system in ratings because I think it needs looking at. I've been playing a fair amount of ratings, trying to get to platinum. I calibrated at silver because I lost 7 of 10. Calibration was a disaster with the teams. So I had to recover that, and I just made platinum last night, and it was a hell of a grind. I had to grind out, I don't know, over 1,000 supremacy points, and it started me thinking about supremacy points and how they're calculated. So I just want to show you two games. This is an honest tanking channel, so they ain't the best games you're ever going to see. They're not super OP replays. Let's just set some expectation. First game is me noobing around in the Progetto, and oh my god, what a complete shitstorm that order has caused with people trying to get the camo for the Progetto. So I've kind of waited until that was all over before I started playing it again. So the games I'm going to show you, I'm fairly active. So kind of the first game, I don't want to get wrecked, but I do drive around quite a lot and spot things and push the map, and you'll see by the end of the game I make it all the way across to enemy spawn, and then I'm shooting people in the butt. Basically, I'm just trying to be a medium tank. I'm trying to play the tank according to how it should be played as best I can. I'm trying to turn the enemy, confuse and befuddle them, and give my team shots. And at the end, what I wanted to show you was like the thanks I get for doing it, because in ratings it's obviously all about the points, and the points is all about the damage. So when you look at the gameplay in ratings, the way people play is they don't want to drop points in a loss, and if they win they want a lot of points because it's a point based system, and that's damage based. So the gameplay in ratings reflects that massively. So a lot of the games I've played have been undynamic and really boring, to be honest, because no one wants to move, no one wants to push, no one wants to get wrecked, no one wants to get a low damage total. All they want to do is sit at the back and just farm as much damage as they can so they can go up the maximum amount of points, or if indeed the team loses, they're only going down a few points so that cumulatively, they're moving up the leagues. And I think that's really shit, because the way it's calculated is purely damage based, and I don't think that's the way to go, because I don't think damage in any game, and it winds me up when I watch Doodles, I don't think damage in any game is necessarily the most important thing. It's not indicative of gameplay. So for example, in a light tank you should be out spotting. It's not about doing huge damage. So why the fuck would you drive a light tank in ratings then? Unless you're an exceptionally skilled player, and you get a really good matchmaker, and you're just fucking awesomeness personified. Why would you play a light tank in ratings? You wouldn't. All you're going to do is pick up a premium auto-loading tank and just play that, and how the fuck does that make for interesting gameplay? And here we go. Look at the ST1. Okay. TD spot, heavy tank. Yep. Look, hasn't moved all game. Let's just see if we can get him to move. Hello. And I'm wondering at this point if this kid's AFK. I was like, is he AFK? Is he just fucked off? And eventually he moves his gun. There we go. He's not AFK. Right. Now look at the end of the game. And here we go. Here is my fucking point. We won. That's a rare event in ratings. This is midway through my grind. Look, ST1, heavy tank, 3,026 damage. He goes up 29 fucking points for that shit. He hasn't moved his tank. He hasn't gone heavy route. He hasn't held a line. He's done jack shit. It's sit there in a TD spot and farm damage. Like, in comparison, look at how hard I fucking worked to actually go up the points that I went up. I'm not saying I'm the greatest and the best, but at least I fucking tried to do something, with the whole thing. This game is just another classic, so The whole team look like they're going to push A. I'm in a heavy tank. I can sort of go down there, kind of, but I don't really think it's the way to go. I haven't pushed C because, quite frankly, I know what's going to happen if I go up there. The whole red team will be there. They'll just fucking rush through C and do me in. So I'm going to go to B. And I'm going to hope that the team back up behind me, someone manages to drive onto A, you know, because it's open. They might just like to, someone might just like to fucking cap that, given we're playing Supremacy. And we're going, no, okay. No one's going to fucking bother, even though it's open. Anyway, I'm going to sit on B, and I've made a correct call here. Like, you know, the whole enemy team, I did look at the lineup, have indeed gone up the heavy route. And I'm going to sit on B, and I'm going to fucking hold the line as best I can in my heavy tank. And what I'm doing is I'm spotting up for all the noobs behind me so that they can clout these twats when they come down onto B, and hopefully we'll win the game. This is not going to be a huge damage game. It really fucking isn't. What I am doing is a service for the team. I mean, I want to win in a team. That's the way I play. I'm not really an individualist. I'm terrible at, you know, not trying to save people, and you know, I just want to play properly in a team. I don't want to sit at the back and farm damage, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to hold the line best I can. I'm going to take the shots off the Annihilator. I'm driving a fucking heavy tank, man. I mean, at the end of the day, this is where I should be, front and centre, not sat at the back farming damage so my rating points go up. You know, in a way, more fool me. I mean, like, clearly I understand how they're calculating the points in ratings. I just can't do it. I just find it so annoying and boring and crap. You know, that this is the gameplay that has been promoted in ratings purely by being smart and accumulating points. I think you should be accumulating points, now that I've elucidated the problem, for active actions, for pushing, for map control, for all of those things. There ought to be other variables, pretty much, other than fucking damage. Because damage is just king in ratings. And I've done 1,000 damage in this game. I've got myself fucking wrecked on, you know, behalf of the greater good. And at the end of it, probably, well, look, some twat would have farmed up about 3k and not got shot, not done really anything except sat behind me and fired shots from the equivalent of A straight onto B and farmed a truckload of damage. So you're going to say, well, Tshep, you're naive, you're a twat, you know, you ought to be doing that and not what you did. And then you get to platinum quicker, and, you know, one heady day you might get to whatever the hell the league is above that. And I'm going to say to you, no, it ain't the way I roll. 1,000 damage, you know, for all of that bumping and grinding, and the LT32 thing at the top, yeah, good player, fair play to him. Didn't see him. 3k damage goes up 36. Yep, needs fixing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Boy.